talked about, hey, listen, yeah, it wasn't drive one, but hey, listen, we knew adversity was going to come. Let's handle it. Let's sort of endure it. And it felt like we had some momentum going into halftime, and then, coming out in the second half, I wish we could have just been a little firmer earlier. I think we got off on that drive. They scored later in that quarter, but not on that drive. But it just took a little bit to firm. I was hoping we could have got off the field.
They say the biggest improvements are week 1 to week 2, which I'm sure you've gone over plenty. But the defensive line was in the backfield quite a bit. Is finishing just something that they might not be used to because they've been not tackling? So I just repeated everything. Didn't I? Yeah.
That's a question you got to ask them. Wow, I'm not going to put that. Finishing is not what they're used to. No, I would hope they're used to it.
Tackling in the backfield. You aren't tackling in preseason,
No, I get you. I'm just
teasing.
They've heard so much, how much havoc stats. But
they got some today, though.
But they did. They did. They did a nice job controlling the line of scrimmage. That was the goal. It's, hey, we wanted to impose our will, our physicality, and I thought for the most part they did. I thought the second drive we didn't, that was one thing I did tell them that I was a little upset about in that was early going, was I thought we were giving up leaky yards, like we were hitting the back and then he would fall for another 1 or 2, or the line would create a little bit of a surge. I was upset that they were able to sneak the ball from the 1. It was nice that we were in our basically goal line package and they snuck it in from the 1, and we were in nickel on the end and they took it to heart and we were able to keep them out. So like those are the improvements that we're talking about. Like they took that adjustment and like, all right, even at the end of a long drive and I'm tired. You saw how tired Khalil was coming off after that goal line stand, like he could barely walk, but that's what it is. You got to empty the tank.
Last year I said Tyrell Asian was probably pound for pound one of the hardest hitters. Today it seemed like, I thought it was J.J. Weaver, but it was Alex Afari. I mean, is he?
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys that'll strike you. I mean, you think about Jordan Lovett and J.J. and Afari and Zion Childress. Like we got good. I mean, Trevin Wallace, when Trevin hits you, you feel it. So that's something we try to emphasize, and was being violent on our finishes. And I thought for the most part, they were that, except for that second drive. I was a little bit upset, and we weren't that.
Good. It was great to get that win. Be back out there with my brothers, so it was a blessing to just be back out there on the field.
Less than a year removed from the injury to score that touchdown. What's that mean to you?
It means everything to me. It was like a surreal moment, just out there running. Just the whole thing was surreal. Just playing football again. Like, it was just crazy. Like all that rehab I did to get back to this moment, it was good for me to make a play.
JJ did something similar. He had the knee injury, and then I think in his first game back, he had a big turnover too.
Oh yeah, man. Me and JJ, he been talking to me my whole process of coming back. So he been in my corner. That's my brother. And when I scored, we embraced. We had a little moment, so it was good.
Was it harder mentally or physically to get through the last year?
I ain't gonna lie, probably physically. That rehab ain't no joke. That pain after that surgery is crazy. Mentally, I already knew I was gonna come back better, so really just physically.
What was the reaction like by your teammates? Obviously right there in the end zone with you, but then also once you made your way eventually onto the sidelines, what were people saying to you?
Hitting my helmets, I couldn't even walk. Like, it was hitting my helmets, and it was so much going on. It was fun.
Did you? I don't think anybody had the play almost looked dead when the ball popped out. So what was kind of going through your mind when all that was happening?
Because every day in practice, Coach White tells us to pick up the ball if it's on the ground. So I just thought about that. I seen it on the ground, I picked it up, I ran. I ain't hear nothing, I ain't hear no whistle, so I just ran.
69 yards, is that the longest you've ever had to run in a football game?
Yeah, for sure.
Did you make it the hit Afari made on that?
We was just talking just now in the locker room. He showed me the play. I didn't even know he hit me like that. I didn't even know he made that type of hit. That was a good hit.
What'd you miss the most of just playing a game? Because you played those first couple at Florida, missed out on a lot. What did you miss the most about it?
I really just miss, what I missed the most probably would be, the camaraderie with the guys. Just having fun with my brothers. Just going out there, third downs, it's loud, and somebody makes a play and we all get hyped. So I really just miss that.
Jalen, everybody that we've interviewed talked to today has talked about just how much it meant to them. When you got back over to the sidelines, what was your teammates' reaction like after seeing you get that play after being out on so long?
It was great, man. All the coaches and all my players, even the doctor that did my surgery, he came up and talked to me. So it was crazy seeing everybody's reaction to that.
What was that conversation like?
Man, I almost shed some tears. He was
Is he
like,
a Cats fan?
oh yeah, he catch me. He was on the sideline, so he was just talking. He was just telling me, I'm back now, so it's time to play now.
For the defense.
I think I could play anywhere they put me, to be honest. I like the hybrid. Like, I can be in a box, guard, slide receivers, do everything. That's where I feel comfortable with.
What's going through your mind when you see a guy being hung out to dry?
Oh, yeah. I just got to go finish it, bring him down. So I just went in there and hit him.
Is that the best time to kind of tee off on somebody?
Yeah, for sure. When they had the ball loose and somebody have him, the second guy just got to come in and hit him or punch the ball out.
Where do you think you've grown the most just from true freshman year to now?
I think like the game slowed down to me. So like knowing formations and what offense is about to do, like motions and stuff like that, like the pre-snap. So I think that's what I've improved on a lot.
Where do you think the defense, you all played pretty well but had a couple drives or things got a little loose? Where do you think the defense can make the greatest improvements from week 1 to week 2?
Just finishing the drive, like on third downs, getting out the field and stuff like that, and hitting and tackling better. So yeah, I think that's what we can improve on.